So hey guys, good to see you here. Let me go ahead and take a lovely screenshot of all you beautiful people and tell everybody we got a fucking packed house.
Yeah.
Love seeing everybody in here. Um, so let's get in here and do this. Give me 1 second because we'll get started. I just wanna, kind of, it's like hot damn.
So guys, thank you for coming while William's doing that. I appreciate everybody's support. Those that are catch the replay. As you guys know, today is Mondays. I'm gonna call them Eric Mondays, right? He won the GMB service area contest. We did a spin the wheel. So we're gonna do over the shoulder. Man, they just keep coming in here, which is awesome. So, the idea, guys, behind GMB Pros, right? We're going to have different speakers, is to make these punchy, to make these actionable, to give you like an aha moment, right? It's probably nothing you guys haven't heard, but I want to make it towards running your business, growing your business, and how to help your clients, right? How to leverage William Jones marketing. I just spoke to, Sean earlier, hey, I'm trying William Jones, the website, I shot William Jones. We're becoming smoother. We're becoming better, bigger, and faster, guys. And guys, we're learning from our mistakes and making it better. So I appreciate everybody's support, guys. So Mondays is Eric Mondays, right? How to rank over the shoulder, what we're doing, what things mean. As take a look at the library, guys. Take a look at the library. We had Chaz in here. We got some pretty cool people. Adams is coming up here. So I'm gonna do like some sales stuff, grow your agency, and then even the basic stuff. I got some backlinking stuff coming to you guys, just to give you guys more like knowledge, right? And actionable, and not just generic. That's the whole thing. Try to keep it within 60 minutes. Give you guys actionable, give you guys ample time to ask questions. And if you guys haven't, if you guys have put in an order, guys, not only do you get the system, the support tickets that are being answered, but you guys have access to me, right? You guys have access to me. If anything, you have a question, I just did it over the weekend a few times, like how to connect, WordPress to my site, how to connect the two. Connected the two, boom, those sites went up and live. There's like little technical issues. You guys have access to me. We're a phone call away, and we're becoming better, bigger, faster, and stronger, guys.
So before I go ahead and get started, what I'll do is I'll show you guys real quick a couple of things, but give me 1 second here. Go ahead and keep talking, show them some things. Alfredo, I gotta clean this up real quick.
Okay. So yeah, so guys, that's the whole idea. Eric Mondays, and let me give you guys a schedule here this week. As you guys, some of you know, here we go. As some of you know, we have a sales day, how to grow your agency, like through my experience, through my lens, right? And then we have a couple guys too that are coming on that I think are valuable to you guys, make it like practical, right? Things that, that we can use today, that we can apply today. I'm trying to bring up my calendar here, guys, so you guys are aware with the guests that are coming up. Oh, wrong one here. Let me see. Alfredo, GMB. And Harry knows, like a lot of you that have been here, it's open forum, it's picking up those knowledge bombs that these speakers will have, right? So right, Riz is tomorrow. We have Jeff on Wednesday and Micah on Thursday. So you guys will know, Riz is kind of a CTR, driven, how to do it, some questions, some numbers, math, but we're doing CTR with Riz. Micah, he's a rank and rent guy. I also have another CTR guy lining up, a marketplace specifically to what your GMB and your market, not just in general, and how to leverage the different keywords and lock them in so we can leverage those for you guys. So I got a lot of good stuff. Sean, we'll be speaking here, soon. Would love to have you on as well, from GMB to website to SEO, and how to, again, help you as a business, help your clients, and make them, grow, and how to run your business, right? So awesome.
So let me go ahead and show you guys this. Just make sure, because people are still coming in, Alfredo.
Yeah, I got it.
And loading up. If you have any questions whatsoever, just drop them in the comment section, and I will get to them. I promise you. If not even now, I'll get to them as we're going. But so on the back end, I want to show you guys this real quick. But inside SPP, which is, and I'll show y'all as if I'm a client, just so I could do this real quick, because some of y'all are current clients and maybe y'all don't know how to do stuff and y'all get confused. I mean, because people are people. But this is, if you ever wanted to come and submit a support ticket, you just go over here, click support. You ever want to place an order, just click on SEO store. But let's say I go over support. All right, if I wasn't logged in, it would ask me to log in. This is my dashboard. If I wanted to submit a ticket, I'd hit on tickets. If I ever wanted to hit orders, if I click on orders, it would show me any and all open orders. And then it would have a blue button, just like that one did, right? This blue button, it would have it right next to the order, and you just hit start order. And I know Mr. Sudath came in, and I sent that over to you today as well. And once you hit start order, the onboarding form is right there. So there is no losing no onboarding forms. There's no one trying to steal onboarding forms. It's impossible. It's all on the system. Your hosting information, any of that stuff's right there. So also another thing we're going to be doing, and I'll show you all this inside of, because I get this too. Where do I go to log into the academy? rankfortressacademy.com. It's going to forward you over to here. You log in here. The way it used to be is we would just go, hey, today's Monday, here's Monday's class, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It was just kind of an open Q&A. I'm going to be doing it totally different, right? So I'm going to wind up naming this like Jimmy Pros 2023 new. And what'll happen is in the back end, when you go to it, it'll wind up having today's day one, and this is what we discussed. Day two, and this is what we discussed. It will not look like this, where it's just October 3rd, September 5th. This is all generic. I want to take this one, I listen to you guys, is like day one, this is what I'm talking about. Day two, this is what we're talking about. Day three, this is what we're talking about. So today is going to basically be, hey, an intro to me. Hey, Abe, haven't seen you in forever. But good to see you, brother. But nevertheless, today's kind of like, how many of y'all are brand new to SEO? Comment below. I want to hear. I know a lot of you got a lot of experience. Some of you got a little bit of experience, but comment. I want to see how many years of experience does everybody have? One year, 23 years. Holy shit. Abe's got a good bit too. So Richard Pierce, 1 year, Scott Walker, 23, Eric, 2 years, 17 plus. Abe's got a lot of experience. Chris Wackabat is 5, Sean Sudath, 18, Alfredo since 2019, Darwin 3, DeCasio 7, Cash of 2. Drew, you're new to the algorithms, aren't we all, brother? David 17, Shannon 2, 7, Brandon Schulman, he's being modest because he runs a nice agency too. Divin 7 months. Jeff began in 1996. So we got a lot of just anyone from still learning to 23 plus years, right? I'm not your typical SEO guy. I did not begin quote unquote SEO because it was like my dream to become an SEO or whatever. I became an SEO out of the sheer fact that, and I'll go through the whole story, but was I built websites and I had a guy go, "Hey, can you rank me on Google?" And I was like, "Well, how much does it pay?" And he told me how much it paid. I said, "Yes, I can." And then I went and learned the Google algorithm as best as I could. Okay. A lot of you guys are in here. We're going to be talking about today is like, how did I get started? Right. And then on Friday, I'm going to be taking Eric's GMB and website, and we're going to talk about SEO. It's going to be what's the basics of SEO? What is SEO? Because what is SEO for me is not generally speaking what SEO is for most people. SEO for me is branding. Most people, oh, it's search engine optimization. Yes, that is true. But what is search engine optimization? It is nothing more than freaking branding, getting your name out there, getting your brand out there, disrupting the market, becoming known as the entity in that niche or in that space or in that city. That's all it is. You know, for me, this is the way I look at things. I'm not into the technical shit that you'll hear a lot of people out there spewing, but if it works for them, great. But that's me as a business owner. I got started in this looking at it more of a how can I make money as a business owner, right? That's it. Now, how many of y'all, I mean, pick one person, random person. I would like to hear from, oh, let's see. Who's got the most experience? Abe's got a good bit of experience. If it's someone's not shy like Scott or whatever, besides myself, how did you get started in SEO? I'd like to see it on the below. Yeah, Friday, same time. Same time on Friday. It'll be 8 p.m. y'all's time, East Coast. I'll be specifically doing, if you will, the audit. That'll be day one. Hey, we're doing an audit. This is what I'm doing. This is the tools I use. And then this is the manual aspect of it. This is how I do it. So we'll be doing that as well. It's not just going to be, hey, use these tools or whatever. And none of the tools I'm going to be using this time are going to be affiliate related tools. Okay. Don't need it. But how did I get started? I want to hear how everybody else got started. Abe. Thank you, Abe. So for instance, with Abe, he started by failing and getting his butt kicked for 7 years in a row from 2007 to 2014, every year like clockwork. Jeff took his custom jewelry design business online, stayed on top to 2004. Scott Walker was simply building websites for his clients and they wanted to rank on Google. Sounds a lot like me. But I got started essentially, this was when I went through, it was not divorced yet, but should have been. But we got, we were having our rough times. And then I wound up going to school at Kaiser University. And then at Kaiser University, my professor, John Downs, was teaching me and everybody else web design. And our goal was to find a client that would pay us. Right. And they paid us, when I found that client paid us. And then from that, I started building in clients and was getting on Craigslist. How many of y'all remember Craigslist back in the day?
Yeah.
All right. So Craigslist back in the day, and I'm not talking about, the same fucking prices I charge now. I charge them because I was just trying to make it ends meet, just trying to make money, the money as much as I can. And I was just getting started. So when I tell VAs, for example, hey, they'll ask me, how do I get started? Do some free fucking work. And most people are like, how could you tell someone to do free work? Well, number one, you're unskilled. You don't know nothing about the industry. You're just getting started. You have no case study. So do it for fucking free. Just like anybody else, I did the same thing. Okay. It's not something new. So Craigslist is back in the day, Drew. Back in the fucking day. I mean, that's old. I remember flipping laptops in Baltimore, Maryland, selling shit. So, but yeah, way back in the day. And what's his name? Alfredo's saying he still uses it. But That being said, I was making more money while going to school than in my own professor at the time. So the thing is, what I started doing, I said, oh, I'm going to take a break. And I took a break, and that became I never went back to school. My first client was a multimillionaire, my second one, and then he referred me to somebody else. So I was doing real estate websites for this individual, and then he wound up introducing me a guy that was a nice Jewish jeweler, and then he goes, "Hey, can give me 1 second. I know what we're going to do. We're going to go live on Facebook real quick too, because I didn't even put that on there." And then, that became, if you will, we went from, doing that little bit of work, and then I built the website. And then from the website, it became, hey, this is a lovely website. Can you get it ranked? Just like one of the other attendees in this said, hey, he did his own website, and from his own website, he's been staying on the top of Google since 2004. And then that became, hey, you wind up doing more clients. I mean, a lot of people, for instance, when we get started, we go, I'm in the HVAC niche or whatever. And that becomes, from the HVAC niche, hey, I got other people that want me to also help them. And then that becomes, you wind up running an agency. And that's how most of us wind up getting started. It's not a matter of we go out of our way and say, hey, we just want to start a damn business because it's a pain in the ass, to be quite honest. And you learn from it. One of the best things I tell people is, like, if you want to learn and get in self-development and you want to improve yourself, probably one of the best things ever to do is become an entrepreneur, because you're going to have to deal with some real shit, and you're going to have to deal with life, and you're going to have to deal with a bunch of stuff. And most people just don't have what it takes to do that. But Harry's trying to get back in, Alfredo.
Sure, got him.
But so I got my start through him saying, hey, can you rank it? I remember him. This is back in the good old before Panda and Penguin. Anybody remember Panda and Penguin? Oh, way back in the fucking day, way back. So back in those days, I remember we could just, it was Peter with EVO or brute force. How many of y'all remember that black hat tool? Peter still does a lot of black hat tools and stuff like that, but nevertheless, I remember just selling backlinks on fucking eBay. I mean, you remember that? People would just come up to you, want backlinks and stuff. But how I got started, the guy asked me, he said, hey, can you rank me? Yes, I can rank you. How much does it pay? He tells me $2,000. I was like, amazing. We met in, probably why I still like poker, but we met in the casino parking lot. He gave me a brown manila envelope full of stacked $100 bills. And I was like, holy motherfucking shit. I never heard of it, didn't know what SEO was. But for me, SEO is life-changing. Same reason why I said with the Philippines and Filipino people, I never intended to start an agency over here. And then, I had my first developer come to me and ask me, hey, he knows web design. Can we do something? So I didn't move. We'll get back into it. Like I said, on Friday, we'll be doing an actual audit, but today's I'm going to hear y'all's story. You're going to kind of hear my story and how we got started, etc. Yeah, he didn't pass me something extra with the 2000. No, but I remember that it was in the Orange Park. It used to be the Orange Park poker room. So,
hey, Sean, how did you get started? Tell us your story, man.
Well, hello, everyone. My name is Sean Sennett. Can you hear me all right?
yes, sir.
Got you.
All righty. Sorry, I got the mic a little too close for the shot, but oh well. It's not like the studio set up anyway. I got started in 2006 when I was in high school. Met a very cool mentor named Steve Clayton, who took $500 out of his own pocket to get me started. There's a long story behind that. And I ranked a bunch of World of Warcraft websites. He gave me this little PDF guide back in the day that said, hey, you could do this for other people and make a ton of money. He's like, you can? So I moved to San Diego, California, and we did a meet and greet with a decent amount of attorneys, and it was a big thing put on by the Chamber of Commerce. And here we are, two, what was it, 20-year-old kids at the time, putting on this thing saying, hey, we can rank you, we can do your paid ads, we can do everything. We got 18 to 20 clients in that first month from that meet and greet and everyone we talked to before that. And that's how I got started. Build My Rank was my saving grace until that crashed, and that was not fun. If anyone remembers Build My Rank.
Yeah. How many of you guys that are in here are also into rank and rent? If you're into rank and rent,
Me.
you know, definitely PM me if you have not already done so, because I got a partnership program I'm working on with you guys, or actually I already have it. Just want y'all to PM me and I'll discuss details. Basically book a call and then I'll go over it with you and everything. And it's basically a joint venture slash retainership type thing, but you basically wind up getting your own team and we rank your shit. But all right, so I moved to the Philippines, and everybody, some of you may know. How many of you do know and how many of you don't know? How many of you don't know why I fucking moved to the Philippines? Just put me no. Yep. Nope. No idea. Love, that's one of them, but nope, that's not why I moved. Staff, nope, that's not another. I didn't move here for staff. Okay, so I didn't even know this was the VA capital of the world. So David, no, I didn't move here for staff. I was in love, I was married, and that's not why I moved here. So I didn't move to the Philippines like most foreigners. Most foreigners come over here because they're retiring, right? They come over here because, hey, I'm going to retire, and that's it. Well, I was working, for example, I was working for myself in West Virginia. I had moved from Jacksonville, Florida, over to West Virginia. And I lived in Hampshire County. Any of y'all know where Hampshire County is in West Virginia? Hampshire County is the poorest county in all of West Virginia, right? Let me get this real quick. Hampshire County is a nice place to live as long as you have money. And I only had, let's say, about 7 clients or so. And those 7 clients, 2 of my biggest clients had canceled on me. So that was one of my first lessons when I started being a freelancer or an agency owner, is never put all your eggs in one basket, because what happens is too many times I've seen agency owners or people just getting started, they have a couple of big clients and that's the majority of their income, but they have no small clients, right? They have, or it's vice versa. They got a lot of small clients and no big ones. And this is one of the main reasons today why I say you need to have multiple revenue sources or you'll wind up being screwed. What do I mean by multiple revenue sources? Rank and rent, affiliate, agency work, lead generation, multiple revenue sources, not just one. Okay. And that's one of the things that most people wind up really screwing up on. They have one source of income, just like a job. And then when you lose your job, you're totally fucked. Okay. What I want to teach you from my experience is not something that's just from books. This is something just like Abe talked about getting screwed over and over again. This is what I'm going to wind up teaching you. Same thing, agency. You ask me anything about agency, I've made so many fuck ups, it's not even funny. And I can tell you what to do, what not to do. Right. And, that's the way we learn. We don't learn by everything being perfect. We learn by screwing the fuck up. And then once we screw up, we learn. And then we say, hey, I'm not going to do this same stupid shit again. But if you're doing the same stupid shit over and over and over and over again, then you can't be blaming, the devil or anybody else for that sort of thing. So, but you can learn so much from books, but you're not going to be able to learn everything that you're going to have to learn, like we're going to teach you, necessarily that way. Sometimes you just got to screw up. Success is not like this. A lot of people come to me and they're like, hey, how can I run a successful agency owner like you? Well, here's what happens. We build something, it breaks, we fix it. We build again, it breaks, we fix it. We go through the same process over and over and over and over again till you get better and better, right? What happens is too many times online, all you see is a bunch of fake BS where people are showing you the nice resorts and the nice this and the nice house and the nice cars, and they don't show you all the crap you got to go through to be successful. One of the guys I like, one of my people I listen to is Dan Pina. And one of the things he says, excuse my language if you're a woman in here, but he says everybody wants to be successful. It's like being pregnant. You know, no one tells you how many times you had to get fucked to get successful, right? No one tells you this shit. All right. I still remember the days when I first came here with my amazing wife and we were barely making ends meet. You know, and people are like, so what did you do? I lost my 2 biggest clients. I already had my plane tickets and everything. So when we first came here, my house was a hollow block house. It didn't look like the mansion it looks like now in Tullawas. We were sleeping on the floor in the dirty kitchen. Tell people all the time, I'm sleeping on the floor in a dirty kitchen. If you don't know what a dirty kitchen is, it is an outside kitchen. Outside, away from the house. It was screened in. And we slept out there because it was the coolest place in the house because we didn't have no damn aircon. All right. When I first came here, that's what we had to do. Slept on the floor with Mickey Mouse, all because we were too poor to afford an aircon. Same reason I arrived here, believe it or not. At one point, I was skinny. All right. I had had bariatric surgery, lost a bunch of weight, and then came here and then didn't have food. I mean, I was eating, you know, rice and vegetables and soup or fish most of the time. And then so I was skinny, and I got pictures of all of this stuff, and you know, it's memories, it's things I look back on. And this is one of the reasons why I tell people to document your process, because and document don't think of it as I got to create content. Document your life, document the shit you go through. Okay, this is all this is. This process of ranking an SAB is us documenting 95% of all men used to be skinny. That's true, bro. Get married and then you get fat too. But nevertheless, you know, the thing is, I want you to know the process and what it took for us to get where we're at. And we're still, I mean, in my mind, we're still not rich. We're all right. That's about it. You know, the reason why, same reason we came here, I was skinny. So we were living on a farm. Yeah, I might have been broke, but guess what? I was happy. Had no weight of the bills on us that we're back in the United States. See, when I was in Florida and West Virginia where we lived, I had about $5,000 in monthly debt, which might not be a lot to most people, but to an average American, that's a lot of debt. Okay, that you got to pay every month. I had a Hummer, a Chrysler 300. I had a nice big pickup truck, each of which had a car note of $600 a month. How many of you know what a car note is? All right. So I bought I remember the first time I went to the bank gave me the damn check cash because my credit was looking good for the Hummer. And I had my nice Humvee. That's what I taught my wife and trained her on how to drive, was with the Hummer. Imagine this little short ass 5'4" Filipino driving a big ass Hummer in the mountains of West Virginia in the snow, bro. I mean, so she actually wants another Hummer, but Tar said, you see these streets, right? These streets over here are tiny as shit. During this time, me and the wife we'd go to auctions, we'd purchase stuff, we'd flip them, sell them. And you know, Chris Palmer's also an auctioneer. You know, I love the guys up in like Pennsylvania. Can I get it on, you know, German type guys, and they do all that stuff, right? Auctions. Then we'd also find shit in someone's garbage can or dumpster diving. Anybody know what dumpster fucking diving is? So comment if you do, but basically we'd go into people's shit. And your mom's living in West Virginia. Totally compensating. Yeah. Yes, I do. Been there. Very popular in Baltimore. Yep. So we do that, and I'd buy, you know, get the damn thing and sell it for $20-$30, and people be like, well, it's only $20. Well, it's $20 I now have that I didn't have before, because you got to understand, we were living paycheck to paycheck. we had just filed our taxes, got our income tax returns, right? And we're living in the poorest county of West Virginia. We had purchased around $7,000 in tickets to go visit my wife's mother in the Philippines. And then life hits you. This is why I tell you a lot of times it's not really, is life going to hit you? It's life's going to hit your ass, and then it's a matter of how you react. I lost my two biggest clients in about 2 weeks, which meant 99% of my income was out the door, right? Or at least 90%. As a man, as a father, and as a husband, I felt hopeless. We only had about $4,000 left, which is unlike most American households. Most American households don't even have shit in savings. Most American households, if they actually, statistics are, if they were to actually lose their job, they would be homeless. So I'd already bought the tickets to the Philippines. What am I going to do? I remember being depressed. I was like, what am I going to do? Trying to do the best for my wife, my family. My wife comfort me. Every week I used to talk to my wife's mother, and she called and she asked me how I was doing. And as soon as she did that, I just broke down because I felt like I had let down my entire family. Not just, you got to understand at this time, it's not just, okay, me and my son and daughter now. Now it's me, my son, my daughter, my other daughter, my wife, my family back in the Philippines, my own family in Jacksonville. Okay. Ryan said I'm about 2 weeks from that happening now. I've been in a situation, if you ever need anybody to talk to, just reach out to me. Okay. Don't just be Facebook people on Facebook that you never hear from or anything like that. Reach out to people and talk to them because you never know what they're going through, right? My mom's advice, move to the Philippines. Seems simple enough. I mean, what other option did I have? Move back to my elderly parents. My parents were in their late 60s. Now they're in their 70s. I did not want to put my parents under that stress. I'm a grown ass man. I should deal with this, right? I mean, I wasn't raised like today's generation, and they would have just say, hey, move back with mom and dad. No problem. You see, we may not have had a nice house or a fancy Hummer or much to eat in the Philippines, but at least we had each other, and we didn't have the weight of debt that awaited us if we stayed in the States and the homelessness and stuff like that. But so we wound up, we were on food stamps at the time too. So we took our food stamps, we went to the nearest grocery store, and we purchased a bunch of fucking dry goods. If you've never known or moved to the Philippines or sent anything to the Philippines, we have something called a balikbayan box. A balikbayan box is essentially like UPS shipping box. So we packed all that shit up and yep, reach out, Alfredo. Yep, let's find a way to get that resolved for you. So balikbayan box, we shipped it to the Philippines. It takes 3 months in and of itself to get here. After that, we packed our essentials. At least we had as much as possible could fit. The rest we gave away. I packed my PC tower, this big ass PC tower, not this one, but something similar, into my suitcase. Okay. When it got here, the thing was fucking broke, and I had to take it down to the nearest guy to fix it. He fixed it for 500 peso. All right. So now for the day, when the day we left, I've never traveled with a family outside. I went to Honduras, Guatemala by myself when I was in the mission field, when I was a good old church boy. Okay. When we left, we had about 8 suitcases totally overpacked. Her getting the counter, right? And they wanted to slap me, and they did slap me with another $2,000 plus worth of fees because we are overloaded. How many of you ever had that experience where you get to the fucking counter and they want to charge you even more money? So now out of the 4,000 I would have had left, I only got $2,000. I arrived in the Philippines on a hope and a dream and only $2,000. I remember when I got here, I had my $2,000. I didn't get an exchange for peso in Manila, where the main banks are at. So when I got into the province, they didn't even want to take the dollar bills unless it looked perfect. So if it was crinkly, if it was ripped or anything, they didn't want it. And I'm starting thinking, it's like, bro, have you looked at your Filipino peso? It looks like shit, like crumped. I mean, it's not brand new half the time unless you go to the bank. So I was like, whatever. I had a good friend that helped me out and got that taken care of, right? But it took time. So not much really changed once we were here, except now we were broke. But we were able to eat and had little to no bills because we lived in a third world country or developing country. We lived in the province, not the big cities. I didn't choose to live in the province because I could get cheap labor, which is what some people think. No, I lived in the province because I was broke as shit. Okay. It wasn't a matter of a choice. It was a matter of this is what I have to do. In the province, you can decently live off about $700. I only had 4 clients left. $700 was enough to feed our family, but we had 9 people all together in one house. So once again, we're still living paycheck to paycheck. As as my clients would pay me, I'd take that money and then we'd use it best we could. So me and my wife, and a lot of people have this impression, my wife married some rich man because he was white and all this. It's a bunch of bullshit. No, she married me when I was fat. She married me when I was poor. Okay. She married me out of love. And then when we were together, I got skinny after bariatric surgery, etc. We didn't come into money until after we developed the agency. And she's the one that really pushed me to do the agency. Right. But we were here for about a year. How did our life change and that sort of thing? We'll get into that. But after about a year being in the Philippines, we're going to visit Zamboanga del Sur, which is in the southern Philippines, which is where everybody says, hey, you should stay away from. And I've had people ask me at one point, you'll get to it. Well, why do I used to, I don't anymore. Why do I have bodyguards around me sometimes? Well, my son-in-law is in the government. So therefore he wants people around me with guns, stuff like that. Therefore, that's what I do. It's not a matter of a choice. It's a matter of you're now in the government. So you kind of have to, right? So because of where it was at, my friend that took us there wanted us to take guard with us, security. Long story short, while we were in Zamboanga, my daughter fell in love for a man, and they got married rather quickly. Within 6 months or so, he gave us a loan. That's where we started the laundry shop. How many of you guys have seen the laundry shop? I mean, the laundry shop, I could show you the photos and everything. I used to pick up dirty laundry, deliver clean laundry. We'd stay up all night, that sort of thing. I still remember us putting it up. It was more than a laundry shop. We also had a barber shop inside. We did Xeroxing photos, a sorry store, which is equivalent to basically a convenience store. We did whatever it took to make ends meet, right? It wasn't like, we wanted things handed to us. I didn't have someone there to help me build my agency. I didn't know even fucking what white label SEO was. I didn't know the Philippines was a VA capital of the world. I didn't know none of that stuff. All right. But I still remember us doing all that. I still remember, and I have the photos and the videos, because anytime I'm going through some shit or anytime someone's talking shit or whatever, I look back at that and I'm like, who was there for me when I went through that stuff? My wife. It was me. I don't care if you believe in God or not, but higher power, whatever, that's who was there for me. And so we went through that and we put up that. We used to pick up dirty laundry, delivered it. My wife used to wash it. Those were the likeliest, the roughest times of my life that I had ever experienced, per se, because being in a third world country, if you don't have money and you get here, you're pretty much in a dire predicament. We busted our asses for every peso we got. I remember when we started doing Xerox and I was Xeroxing papers and doing photos and shit, in the sorry. I remember me making about 1,000 pesos and my wife wanted it. And I was like, no, this is fine. You felt like you worked all day for it. We got to a point we were making about $200 a day at the laundry shop and we thought we were killing it. But after our bills and expenses, we only made about profit 4,000 US dollars in that year. And the reason why I can say that is because we bought anybody know what a tuk or a baha is? You see them in India, you see them in Asia, and that's what we use our money to buy. Okay. At that time, you know, you see our house in the province, we had no internet conception. We literally slept on the floor inside the laundry shop, right? And one of the things we used to do is, you know, we'd have, and I still have it, it's a futon. We'd roll out the futon. And then from the futon, we'd wind up sleeping in there, roll down the metal doors. And while I was doing my little bit of SEO for my little 4 rinky-dink clients that were paying me a couple of $100, I was making about $700 a month, right? We got into, I remember the first time we ever fought was during that time. It was the roughest times here. Do businesses in the Philippines need SEO? Yes. That's what our SEO conference was really about, is bringing that light to the Philippines. So just to answer that question for Mr. Levy. But so that tells you the brief history of how we started. Then we'll get into the actual SEO and audit on Friday. I just wanted to kind of say, this is me. This is how I came to where I'm at. At that time as well, then I had someone visit us at the house, right? And they were like, you know, and this was Kurt. He was one of my first web devs back when I had Rank Fortress, right? And what happened during it, he came, his girlfriend actually is the one that brought him, because he's a little shy young kid and he was in his probably 20s, because most of the people over at Rank Fortress when I had them were 20 and above. They were young adults, and a lot of them were just getting out of school. A lot of them were in IT graduates, etc. But he came to me wanting a job. I was like, listen, I have never in my entire life of doing SEO had it where, like the other day, I dropped the offer for web design and we sold 100 of them. Yes, it's cheap as chips. But even when I was in the States, I was on cheap as chips and still couldn't sell them that cheap. Right. And the thing is, I said, sure, we'll see what we got. And I remember my wife starting the business, and then we have never, ever not had enough websites to keep the team busy from that day forward. And then from that day forward, I went, well, let's do some SEO. And I took 2 people and I trained them. I literally sat them next to me. And this is what we're going to do on Friday. And I'll go, here's how you audit a website. Here's how you audit a GMB, and here's the SOP for it. Here's my spreadsheet that was developed out of that training. It wasn't something someone gave me or I went and found. It was something I went, hey, how do I do this? How do I train them? Like even now at Outsource Sharks, the other agency, what I do is I literally go, for example, if you were to send me an SOP that we've never done, Abe, Jonathan, Miguel, anybody, Shannon, you send me an SOP and we've never done, this is what I'd wind up doing. I'd wind up going and saying, okay, give me the SOP. I train myself on the SOP. I send it back to you and say, is this good? Is this good output? They say yes. And then I train the virtual assistants on it. That is how I did it then. That is how I do it now. Okay, so we'll do another night in which I could tell you, and I have mentioned some of it. It's like lessons I've learned and things not to do with running a VA agency, things not to do when outsourcing, things not to do with staff and employees, etc. I've learned so much and grown so much over here in the Philippines in the past 2 to 3 years, etc. And we just try to get better and better. So and I want to take some of your questions on Friday. Like I said, we're going to do the GMB and website audit, in which I'm going to take Eric's website and I'm going to show you how I audit a website, specifically how I audit a service area business website, right? And that's much different than someone with an address shown. But I'm going to go ahead and take some questions, Alfredo. So, Levy, do businesses in the Philippines need SEO? For the most part, if you are a Filipino, I'm going to tell you to find work that's in the States, not necessarily in the Philippines, because it's what we call arbitrage or financial arbitrage. The funds are much better, if you will, in the United States. It's just a way of saying the dollar's more value. When you get paid $1 in the US, it's actually 50 pesos over here. So when I sell, for example, $100 website or a $75 website, well, that $75 is worth, a good chunk of change, right? When we sell them, we're doing SEO for $500, that's 25,000 pesos for us. So, Eric, great to hear your story. Appreciate it. That's, my why is my family. It's my wife. It's my mother-in-law. I adore her. Every time I buy her, Wing gives her some money or she buys her something, she goes, "Thank you, Billy," even though Wing, her daughter, gave it to her, because she's like, it all comes from me. Is the GMB strategy similar in the Philippines as the US? Very much so, except it's a hell of a lot easier. I could throw GMBs up like live. Half the time I could do a GMB, like I could literally open up Google right now and do a GMB. Eric, the website is built in your favorite builder, Divi. Yep, I hate Divi, but we'll roll with it. It's not even that I hate Divi, it's just it makes it a little bit more difficult, time consuming. So again, Sean, I'm saying it right. GMB is illegal for rank and rent. Incorrect. Google's policy in regards to rank and rent. So you just have to be a legitimate business. Are you a legitimate business on a GMB? So rank and rent is a real service to help real businesses. It's a point of view that some people, Google is not the law. It's a legit business model. Correct, Joseph Vang. Nice to see you in here, Joseph. Anybody else got any questions? And we'll drop, I'll drop as many answers as you can. Regarding GMB, just ask away. You have any questions regarding anything else whatsoever? Why did I shut down Rank Fortress or any of that stuff? I'll gladly answer it. If you have any questions regarding an order or something you have not received or anything like that, simply drop a support ticket. All you got to do, drop a support ticket and you'll get it. So that sort of thing. Let's see. Any other questions?
William, let me ask you, you're giving the story about, agency in the trenches. So does that mean you're not perfect?
100%. I tell people all the time, said, if you're going to look for skeletons, let me take you to the graveyard. I can show them to you. And, I'm not perfect. I'm a sinner saved by grace. I might be a Muslim, but I still believe that we all need God or a higher power. We need someone greater than ourselves. Otherwise, you think you're better than everybody, and we're not. What I do try to do is I try to go, if I fucked up, I want to know, and I want you to tell me, and I want to be able to improve. That's why I got all these damn books behind me. I got books on the top over here, books over here, because I'm constantly reading, trying to self-develop and get better. Like, okay, our system sucked. Why did we move from support system after support system? Because I listened to my clients, and my clients telling me, hey, I can't find my support ticket. Okay, well, something's happening. And then now we're in SPP, which I found from Chris Palmer, right? And literally you place an order. Then once you place an order, it's literally right in there. I mean, it's the whole system. I'm going to show you guys. So now I'm going to show you all this. So because it's a totally different system, right? It's totally different. Let me go into SPP.
Not only that, but you get Alfredo with it.
Bingo. Now, the big thing is, like, for me, there's I'll touch on this a little bit. There's very few people that quote unquote have been there with me through thick and thin, and Alfredo's one of them. Probably one of the only few. And, so I have utmost respect for him. Man came all the way from freaking, you know, the States to see me. I had a couple other people come from the States to see me, and I felt like, holy crap, that sort of thing. But Alfredo is like on the calls and stuff. Anytime someone can't get me, they can always get good old Alfredo and deal with it from there. So there we go. Let me log in, and I'm going to show you guys this, but I just want to do this real quick. New invoice, Hamish. He keeps getting kicked off, but let's just say it's this right here. I'm going to log in as my user. I'm going to show you all this. Then y'all be like, oh my God. I mean, this makes it 1,000 times easier when you have things set up right. The only way we knew about this was it's just, it sucked. It sucked for me. So, but nevertheless, for example, and I'm going to show you this real quick. Like, you can go ahead and take some questions if you'd like, Alfredo.
Yep. So guys, I put my calendar in the chat. Like if any of you need to get a hold of me, like if you need to know, like somebody asked, how do we get an address for a service area business or pickup point, or show you how to find a center point, hop on a call with me. I'll show you. It's easier on there. If you have any questions regarding an order, if your ticket Sunday through Thursday, right in the States, if your ticket hasn't been answered within the 24-hour period, I want to know about it because I personally know who's in there answering those questions. Literally, William Jones Market, it's almost a 24-hour operation. So
I'm the one in there answering the tickets. It's not anybody else.
Yeah.
So when someone says, hey, who's actually answering the tickets? Is it one of your VAs? Nope, it's me. I got rid of that because I had an issue with VAs, or they weren't even VAs, they were staff, where I had some staff try to do a coup d'etat, and I've mentioned it before, won't mention it again, but do a coup d'etat and take over the business. Just as great visit Manila. I love visiting Manila. I love being in Manila. I have a condo in Manila, just like Jeff too. A couple of condos, matter of fact, now. But let me go ahead and show you guys this. So let's say I place an order, right? It says, take me onboarding form. I can open up the onboarding form, but I don't want to fill it out right now. So I leave, right? And I come back later. So let's leave. I don't want to fill out the onboarding form. I'm being lazy today. So if I go to support, or if I go to SEO store or anything, so here it shows me Dutton, right? But if I log into my other account, which is not this one, and I log into my wife's account, it will show that blue form on your dashboard. So if you ever have any questions, they're like, well, how do I see the dashboard? Or how do I see my orders? Well, that's how you see your orders. You log in. If we log in, you'll see you'll see the orders on your dashboard, and it literally says start order. And all you got to do is start your order. And if you need help and you can't figure it out, still got Alfredo or myself, we'll walk you through it. And if you reach out to me on Facebook, I'll do the same damn thing. So either way, but that's how you get into it, and that's how you place an order, and then you'll see the blue order form and do that. You want to take some more questions, Alfredo?
So guys, we're going up on the hour. I want to keep this punchy. We kind of did a flip around. So Friday, we're going to do the GMB over the shoulder, answer questions for Eric. So, and then today was, we did a flip to agencies from the trenches, right? So you have my calendar, guys. Go ahead and get in there. But this is the support system. Let me know Sunday through Thursday for us. Those should get answered. And to be honest with you, I don't want to put it out there, but even on the weekends, we are in there.
On the weekends usually I'm answering tickets too. So If you were to log into your dashboard and you never filled out that form, you see this, you hit start order, you fill out the onboarding form, whatever it is you got, hit review. And then once I get it, I'll wind up going start order, and I literally have it all there, and I keep all the communication in there. I even make Loom videos now when people go, hey, I don't understand something. I literally make a Loom video and I show you exactly what to do. Gahensham, that same place where you submit tickets is right there. If you've ever ordered anything whatsoever, because I have people go, I never received this backlink order or whatever, and was never on my dashboard. Well, that was because we used to use Invoicing You, because you guys love fucking the ascending offers where you could get these deals dirt cheap of peanuts. And now I go, I'm not doing that. I put all my deals inside of SPP. And so when I launch a deal, $75 website or backlinks or whatever, it's inside of there. And what happens is, so all the orders and everything are inside your dashboard. So if you ever ordered something on invoicing or a sending order and did not get it, let me know. I will put it on your back end so we can get it done. Can you address the bad? Can I talk about that? I mean, I could talk about it if you want to, but I don't want to spend time on stupidity. If you want me to answer a couple of questions, drop a couple of questions. If you have any specific questions, Hamish, and I'll answer them. I mean, I could go through it, but.
A question we got brought up, guys, and I want to maybe wrap it up with this. I saw it a couple of times here, like, why did we close Rank Fortress? You know, a lot of it has to do, it's becoming better. You know, there are certain people, certain processes that, you know, we trusted certain people in management. That wasn't getting done, so we needed to switch gears. Basically, the bottom line is to become better, we needed to switch gears, physical location, everything, right?
Yeah, so like William Jones Marketing is a USA based company. Rank Fortress was a Philippine based company in my wife's name, completely DOLE or Department of Labor and Bureau of Internal Revenue compliant. We have clearance records. I have all the receipts and everything. We switched to William Jones Marketing because I was traveling a lot and I was unable to trust the people that I thought I could trust, find out they're doing shit, stealing or trying to poach clients or whatever, right? I take the blame for it and I go, you know what can I do to improve? I had started Outsource Sharks with Kirk and I'd moved to Surrey Gal. So why am I going to have my agency in Pagadena? So we shut that down. We paid everybody severance pay. Okay. We had to pay everybody's vacation time, all that shit. We did all that, shut it down, and rebranded William Jones Marketing, USA based company. And then we also have our own virtual assistants that do our work. I don't have staff anymore. I ain't got to worry about none of that crap, dealing with management and all that stuff. If you ever want to ask me why in regards to that, I'd tell you exactly why. But then looking at the processes now, like I'm the only one that answers SPP. All the tasks are separate into another platform that's in like not Go High Level, but like Asana or Trello. Therefore, the staff only ever sees that information. They do not see my client's information. They do not see my client's emails, phone numbers, etc., because that way you avoid them trying to poach your clients and steal your shit. Another reason why we did that is everything used to be in Google Sheets. And this is when my head right-hand man stole all my Google Sheets. All right. So that's why I switched from that. And then I went on over to SPP and I'm like, how can we scale? How can you scale when you don't have, when you're trying to use the ascending offer over here, and then you have to email everybody? And then how can you scale when all your onboarding processes are not automated? So now, as you just seen, you go in there and place an order and it's literally the onboarding form's right there. And I literally see it. And then all I got to do is print it out. And then I give it over to our staff and they do it. So, but it's always about, as Alfredo said, getting better. So anytime, if we can do anything better whatsoever, just tell Alfredo, submit a ticket. Does this mean, no, we use Proof Hub, Tracy, for outsource sharks still. So if you ever have any questions, and make sure you get, like with Tracy, he was sick in the hospital. He had open heart surgery. His hours don't go away. His hours have accumulated, and therefore he still has hours left over. Chris, good stuff. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, Tracy. Any other questions? But yeah, we're just always trying to improve. And then I didn't have someone like Alfredo in the States that can deal with clients on their time, and now we do. So, and we've helped him scale his agency. So he's, who better than to talk to someone that's actually worked with when it was Rank Fortress and now William Jones Marketing, that can actually tell you what to do, what not to do, and actually help you guys. Because my end goal is to help you guys scale.
Yep.
I have people ask, for example, why do you do $75 websites? Because my goal is to help y'all make money. Because if I help y'all make money, guess what? Y'all are happy. And if y'all are happy, y'all send me more work. It's very simple. Very simple.
Leaving meat on that bone for everybody, guys. Leaving meat on that bone for everybody.
Correct. Drew says, can the VAs do pre-qualification research on companies? Yes, sir. Me and Drew are actually working on something for lead generation too. We're gonna have Drew come up in here, but he'll do a class on lead generation. Me and him are working on LinkedIn lead generation, and not, LinkedIn's the gold mine, not for low paying clients. This is like upper echelon clients.
Go high level with VAs, William.
We do have some go high level VAs. So yes, I specifically had a client by Michelle who absolutely loves us, adores us. She wanted to go high level. I said, shit, let me hire someone from go high level. I paid for that training and then had our VAs trained on it. They've been on go high level and very efficient with it for the past over a year. It'll be a year this October. End of this month, we're actually 1 year anniversary for Outsource Sharks. We're going to be doing a bloodletting drive and feeding the poor and feeding orphans and stuff of that nature. Jimmy says, awesome.
Yep, William Jones Marketing, de Alfred Español. Sí hablo español.
Sí, Alfredo. I know a little bit. ¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo se llama? I know a lot of the in the Christianity stuff. Fluya Espíritu Santo, fuego, fuego. I remember all that stuff.
So
Bebe más.
Everything go high level. Setting it up.
Yep, setting it up, the automations, the lead warming, all of it. The funnels, the websites, we can do all of that inside of the virtual assistant Outsource Sharks. So if you ever have any questions about Outsource Sharks and virtual assistants, ask me. If it has to do a white label, ask me as well. The difference between white label and Outsource Sharks, white label is you give it to us, we do the work. Y'all never got to worry about it. Outsource Sharks, you need to be communicating on a daily basis as if they're your staff, your employees, okay? So that's the biggest difference. Eric, hey guys, sorry I got a jet. All great. All right, guys, y'all have a great night. We have been over our time here. Friday, we will be doing the audit. What do we got for them on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday?
So we got
Alfredo.
Yeah, we got Micah, guys. We have Reese also as well. And I believe it's maybe Jeff.
So Reese is coming in?
Reese is coming in.
Awesome.
Yeah, so guys, with that being said, much love, much success, and we'll see you on the next one.
Appreciate it, guys. You guys be blessed.